big names on this list, and we were going through them 30 and over. So let's get it started, Zubin. Let's kick it off.
With number 6.
Number 6, I got Jimmy Butler. Look, time with the Bulls. I love the way his story has continued to ascend. Became the sidekick to Derrick Rose, became the star there with Tibbs. Went on to Minnesota with Tibbs again, didn't work out. Now down in Miami, got to the World Championship last year, but we all knew it. LeBron James and AD were way more skilled. This team had to have everything happen right in order for them to get over the hump. They're still a really good team this year. I think other teams have moved further ahead of the Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference. Jimmy Butler will be number 6 on my list.
Number 5, Mr. Triple-Double.
Russell Westbrook, one of the most talented players. Key, you know how we feel about Russ. We love his style. We love his swag. We love his intensity he brings to the game. And still, talk about 2017 MVP, playing with OKC for as long as he did, having that stint with the Houston Rockets, James Harden. But a lot of people question, can you win a world championship with Russ? Can Russ get out of his own way with being the guy, or can he be the guy, or can it be a second or third guy around a superstar to help you get there? We're still trying to figure that out watching Russell Westbrook play right now with the Washington Wizards in D.C.
Number 4, the other Melo's too young to make this list.
This is Melo. This is the real Melo. With all due respect, all the Gen Z kids out there with LaMelo, I understand, social media superstar. This is Carmelo Anthony. This is a Hall of Famer. This is a guy we saw with the Denver Nuggets, an absolute stud, one of the best scorers the game has ever seen. A guy that came to the New York Knicks, got them into the playoffs. People don't remember that kind of stuff about how talented Melo was. Now with the Portland Trailblazers, I would love to see Melo win one. I really would. I thought it would happen with the Banana Boat Boys. They never got together. It didn't culminate that way. Now he's with Portland. I want to see Dame and CJ take this team to a different level. Melo's still on that team. We'll see if it can get it. If it can get there. I don't think it will, though.
CP3 at 3 only seems right.
Chris Paul, Point God, Key. That's his nickname, Point God. New Orleans was an absolute stud. Remember those teams with the Clippers, him, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, coached by Doc Rivers. That chemistry there didn't ultimately pan out, just never culminated to the point you wanted it to. He's with the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns are one of the top teams in the Western Conference. But at the end of the day, Key, we still think this league is going to go through teams like Utah, the Lakers, or the Clippers before we put the Phoenix Suns truly in that conversation.
Number 2, what time is it? It's 7:36. What time is it? It's Dame time.
Dame. The best closer there is in basketball right now. The best closer. I don't know how many times you need to see it. I don't know how many times he needs to tap on the wrist to tell you it's Dame time. They have the squad. Injuries has been something that's always plagued Portland. It was only a couple of years ago they got to the Western Conference Finals. You always think they have a chance to do it. But will Dame win a world championship in Portland? No. I'm going to say no. Now, I know we can't look into a crystal ball, Key, but I want to see Dame in a bigger market with bigger superstars. And that's no disrespect to CJ McCollum, because CJ is incredible. Love the way he plays. I still know if they can surround him with the right pieces in Portland to win it.
Number 1, you thought Deshaun Watson at Houston? How about this guy?
It's James Harden. It's James Harden. James Harden up. I'll go back to it. Him and CP3 up 3-1 against the Golden State Warriors. Up 3-1 against the Golden State Warriors. One of the most prolific, innovative scorers the game has ever seen. But I have him number 1 on my list because I think if there's a year for James Harden to get it, it's this year. Now, questions about Kevin Durant, what's happening with his hamstring, but him and Kyrie, along with Blake Griffin, along with Jeff Green, along with the talent they have, they are the favorites in the East.
Okay, we know how close Jimmy was last year. Jimmy Butler on Jay's list of players 30 and older who have never won a title. If you're just joining us, Butler, Westbrook, Anthony, Chris Paul, Damian Lillard, James Harden, all waiting for that elusive first title. Who gets there first?
James. I just said it. That's why he's number 1 on my list. James Harden. I just think the Nets are positioned properly, Key, with the talent they have to get there. But you know how hard it is to win a championship, man. It's hard for a lot of people. Win a Super Bowl, win a world championship. Everything needs to go right. And a lot of the guys on that list, they were so close, but just wasn't able to get over the hump.
I think James Harden will win first. I think as an important piece to somebody, and I know Dame wants to stay in Portland today, but you know how this goes, man. At over a period of time, it starts to wear on you. And you start to look back, yeah, you want to be a Portland, you love it, but then at some point you're going to sit back and be like, man, I'm tired of this, I need to win, and then he's going to want to move. Not this year, maybe not next year, but at some point in the future, he's going to want to move to a team, much like you said, in the city, big time, whether it's an L.A. or New York or something, that gives him an opportunity to win a championship. And then CP3, you know, his salary kind of got him a little bit stuck in Phoenix. Nobody wanted to trade for that contract, even though he's still cooking at the age he's cooking at. He'll be a guy, I think, that lands on somebody's team that could potentially in the future be an important piece to them win a championship at the end of his career. So those three guys, I think, eventually will get their championship rings.
And just to add on the point about Portland, I mean, Jusuf Nurkic hurt again. He's been hurt multiple times, always hurt throughout his career. Zach Collins hurt. They've had a lot of pieces that have been missing, and that's the part that makes it challenging for him. CJ's been hurt this year. They have never been at full strength, and like he said, that weight that you have to carry every single night, that can get tiring.
Last thing, we just have a couple seconds. Who would you like to? The Sentimentality Award, Melo waiting forever, Chris Paul waiting forever. Who would you like to see on those 6 you just mentioned get it? Not who will. Who do you like to see? Who would make your heart feel good?
I mean, for Melo, just because Melo's been around this game for so long, and you know, why you give me that look?
CP3 been around too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, they both have.
Yeah,
that's CP3 and Melo.
They tossed Melo out and said he had nothing left, and the way
that's
he's
what
come
I'm
back.
saying. The way he came back,
Nobody said
he
that
was
about
out of
Chris
the league
Paul.
for a year, Keith.
Right.
But they also talk negative about CP3. You can't play with this guy. He's a problem.
I know, but see, it's interesting. Both you guys in the New York City market, the way people would criticize you and, you know, and talk about, hey, for Melo, like people like Melo's washed. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.